Hello there everyone and welcome back. This is Tosashi again with some patch notes. This one is from 2 weeks ago. And as you can see, I was attempting to make a Doomlight video here, but my teammate was a bit quicker than me. So they will be entering Doomlight and I will be actually later picking Firefox. The reason why I wanted to show Doomlight is Doomlight has been receiving quite some buffs actually, especially to its turrets over the past few patches. And this patch again, they decided to give Doomlight some turret improvement, let's say. But Firefox also got an improvement. Let's go through it here. While as Vanessa, I'm picking up some stuff here, preparing myself for the ongoing, upcoming squad battle. My teammates are already in it. So yeah, what did I do with Firefox? They increased the jump altitude bonus of the leap enhancement power module from a maximum of 40% to a maximum of 45%. It's a minor buff. It's nice, it's welcome, especially since the dash now costs fuel since the last patch, didn't before. And I do like having the increased verticality there with Firefox. Hot Steel, they increase the automatic accumulation speed of thermal energy from 40 per second to 50 per second. And they increase the fuel recovery rate from 9.7 per second to 10.5 per second. So that means that you will get your Hot Steel mode, let's say, fills up quicker and your fuel gets back quicker. So that makes Hot Steel a bit more sustainable and mobile, which I think both are great improvements to this very tanky mecha. It's nice to, it's actually already very mobile, but now it gets even more mobile. And then with Doomlight this time, they increased the attack range of the set photon turret secondary weapon by 10%. So the 10% is quite substantial because I think they already did quite some damage. And I've been playing, I think, like 10 or 15 or so Doomlight games the past 2 weeks, and I definitely noticed it's become more of a threat. Especially if you have very careful turret placement. If you're just doing random stuff with the turrets, you will not really notice the difference because it's still hella slow and can only fly upwards and almost doesn't have any horizontal mobility. So in that sense, it does require a very specific playstyle, but I do think it got better within that specific playstyle. So that's very welcome. You will see later also with my teammate here how they are playing the Doomlight. It works out really well as a offering support basically to your squad, because as a Doomlight player you get more information than most other mecha, but just by placing your turrets in strategic places, you will hear them go off against the enemy. So the auditive cues are very important here. And most mecha don't offer that kind of support. Okay, so Venturus, they reduced the cooldowns of the Double Dragon Bash tactical skill from 8.5 seconds to 8. So shorter cooldown, always nice. And they increased the movement speed bonus from the Berserk Dragon power module from a maximum of 10% to a maximum of 12%. Another minor buff, but noticeable. I did try it out with Venturus. And yeah, Venturus was already really strong, to be honest. And now it just became a little bit more mobile. Then moving on to Boltus. They increased the slow effect of the EMP interference attack module from 15% to 16%. Another very minor niche buff, but a buff nonetheless. And then moving on to Alborada. Of Alborada, they increased the basic shield from 550 to 600, which is another minor buff, and they reduced the cooldown of the Elegant Steps tactical skill from 8.5 to 8 seconds. So it became more mobile, it became a bit more beefy, a bit more tanky. I didn't play Alborada, and to be honest, I don't play Alborada so much anyway. It is a solid mecha, but I just don't like how it looks. Sorry, with so many mecha out there and such limited time, I much rather play a mecha that plays awesome to my taste and also looks awesome. Like Firefox, I did get this gorgeous skin like a while ago, like half a year ago or so. Looks sick, like Super Saiyan Firefox kind of. Flamenco also got an increased basic shield, went from 600 to 700. Pretty substantial, especially for a brawler like Flamenco. And then for Tempest, they increased the Raging Wave Shuriken secondary weapon damage versus Mecha from 216 to 224. Bit more damage with the secondary, and when I play Tempest, I build it around the secondary anyway. So that just fits that playstyle a little bit more. And then Guerrilla Hunter. Yeah, that's quite a bit of minor changes here to a lot of different mechas. So this will continue a little bit longer. Guerrilla Hunter. They reduced the time required to fully reload the clip of the auto-loading holster attack module from a maximum of 3 seconds to a maximum of 3 seconds. So that's the same, but they changed the minimum from 7 to 5 seconds. This is such a minor change, and I don't even use this module. So I don't notice anything here. It is a minor buff, you could say. But yeah, for me it's not really that noticeable. Then moving on, and I think we're getting there. Lancelot. They increased the amount of additional shields granted by the shield charge defense module after hitting enemies with a tactical skill from a maximum of 90 to a maximum of 120. And they increased the shield restoration granted to allied mecha by the Guardian Shield defense module from 170 to a maximum of 200. More minor buffs. Minor buffs everywhere. Like half of the mecha almost got touched in this patch of February 2nd. Moving on to Skyfire. Skyfire, they increased the damage versus pilots of the first 3 missiles fired by the Burst Assault Cannon primary weapon in human form from 20 to 24. Okay. Does more damage against pilots. And they slightly increase the amount of energy recovered when dealing damage with the secondary weapon in vehicle form. So you can do that volley of rockets basically in your vehicle form more frequently. Another welcome buff. And I think we're reaching the final page here. Yeah, Skylark. And this one surprised me a bit. All the other ones I was like, oh, okay, this is like great. Minor buffs to everyone. But Skylark also received a buff. They slightly increased the movement speed while gliding while in its tactical form. So not only was Skylark already potentially the fastest, at least in the top 5 of fastest mecha, maybe even top 3. But now it's even more fast, and especially if you combine it with what's it called? The Wing of Swiftness from Mobius. You are just floating left and right. Nobody will be able to touch you. And I have tried it out, and it is actually pretty noticeable, the movement speed increase. And I do like it because Skylark is pretty squishy. It has a high damage output. It's pretty good sustain if you manage to hit your secondary weapon. And now it's just harder to hit. So positioning, mobility, all those things become much more important than they were before, because now you get more benefit from that. So yeah, those were quite some mecha adjustments that we went through here. So that leaves me, gives me the opportunity to comment a little bit on what is going on in the match here. As you see, I've been kind of positioning myself tactically to take down that one Caramel player that was doing quite some work actually against me and my teammates. While I just focus on cleaning up as many pilots as I can left and right while offering that pressure on that Caramel. I think we took them down, or maybe there was a teammate of them. And as you can hear, that's the turret of Doomlight doing the pew pew, making the auditive signals showing that there's someone close by. Let's unleash the secondary here. Let's take this Caramel down. Yes, and my allies are on top as well. There we go. This one was probably a bot. Let's move on here while I get into a better position. The zone closing in on us. And the Doomlight keeps on showcasing, basically, signaling where the enemies are still at. So this gives us a sense of security. Okay, and there's a Flamenco there in the corner as well. Let's offer some pressure here. As you can see, as Firefox, you can just keep moving left and right. And increased jump height, I don't notice that much to be honest, but it is there. It is easier to get on top of certain buildings for me. Okay, there we go. Some healing resources are always welcome. In case you wonder, I have my Firefox build focused around fire rate. So just shoot those bullets even faster than they already are being shot. And on top of that, I focused, I think, on cooldown reduction of my tactical skill to be as mobile as possible. That allows me to just dash all across the battlefield, cleaning up all these pilots as much as I can. There we go, clean up this Ivan over here, or Igor, no, Ivan it's called, I think. And there's an Andromeda that requires some attention. While I reload, I duck behind cover, and you see the Doomlight there also offering pressure. And I managed to finish them off with the secondary there. Alright, and I think that's, yeah, lately I've been moving away from the shotgun, the rainstorm shotgun. It's I noticed that if the enemy is moving well, and you only get like 1 or 2 shots in there, it's actually not that great. It's only great if you manage to unleash all of your rainstorm shots basically onto the enemy, and for that you need to have good aim and a slow moving enemy. But some enemies are moving really well, jumping around a lot, and it's hard to adjust to that. So either I would like to have the Shatterstar. The Shatterstar shotgun is one of the best close range weapons anyway. But other than that, I think the heavy rifle is a very good second. And of course, our killer's rifle and gun shield are really nice. But what I like about the heavy rifle is that it can also shoot through shields. It has kind of like explosive bullets, which I think is pretty welcome. But yeah, I will replace it with the gun shield. There we go. Don't remember if I actually need that, but like I said, I'm on cleaning up duty here. I'm just doing that as much as I can. Yeah, I think we got this with the squad. Alright. Just following where the Doomlight is shooting their turrets all the time, just to make sure that their support does not go to waste. In the meantime, our other buddies are just moving around and blasting everyone. We basically got 3 very tanky mecha here. I got the firepower, and the Doomlight got the recon basically. There we go. I missed all my shots there, but that's all okay. I think there's not so many people here anymore. Just one more, and I think my teammates got this. So then, gonna round it off here. Looking around, well, that was it. They got killed by the zone apparently. So yeah, as always, I hope you enjoyed these patch notes. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. And as always, have a beautiful day and peace.